Chris Nanos doesn't care because Sheriff Nanos failed to notice or collect surveillance camera on the roof of Nancy Guthrie's home. Media outlet just walked up to Nancy Guthrie's front door and they recorded the blood splatter or blood. It has been 45 days since Nancy Guthrie went missing from her home in Tucson, Arizona. If you don't remember, Nancy Guthrie was reported missing on February 1st of this year after she failed to show up for Sunday service. And since then, it has been a cascade of errors and failures by law enforcement. Nancy Guthrie's case, in my opinion, has been severely botched by incompetent leadership. But I did a little bit of research and I came up with 8 errors made during this investigation from the start. And so, without further ado, let's roll it. Error number 1, the $1 million reward. So, Sheriff Chris Nanos delaying the Guthrie family from posting a $1 million reward for any information that led to the safe return of their mother, Nancy Guthrie. However, oh gosh, this is where law enforcement comes in. According to sources, Sheriff Nanos discouraged Savannah Guthrie and her family from announcing the $1 million reward at the beginning of the investigation for a reason I honestly will never understand. But he said, because it might lead to false tips. What? Doesn't that happen anyways? Doesn't every single case since the beginning of time have gotten leads or like something that's bound to happen? And it really bugs me because a lot of people online really went, and even in the media, they went in on Savannah Guthrie and her family. They're like, this family has money. They're from a family with means. Why are they is the reward money only $50,000? And people were really going in, and that kind of started to like some suspicion towards the family. But no, not at all. Now we know Sheriff Chris Nanos told them, hey, don't do it. And so I can totally understand Savannah and her family just wanting to 100% believe that law enforcement knows what they're doing, but clearly they didn't, you all. So that's number 1. Let's keep going down the list. Number 2, Sheriff Nanos returns Nancy Guthrie's home on February 2nd. You all, this has got to be the worst one. This has got to be the most cataclysmic failure Sheriff Nanos and investigators committed this investigation. So Sheriff Nanos returned. So here's some key facts. Sheriff returned Nancy Guthrie's home back after 1 day, you all. 1 day! You can't be serious. And so, according to a statement made by the Sheriff Nanos at the time on February 3rd, he said, I'll say this, we processed the scene and got what we thought was complete. The scene is done. We're done with the residents. And then when a reporter followed up and asked him, when asked about possible contamination, Sheriff Nanos replied with, this is a gag, you all, a gag. I'll let the courts worry about that. We were very careful. No, like just how is that? I feel like this error has got to be the biggest error that was committed, because when this happened, ITV or some media outlet, once this was public, a media outlet just walked up to Nancy Guthrie's front door and they recorded the blood splatter or blood splat and when I first saw that, when it was first coming out, I was like, how is that possible? How is anybody able to enter that home? Right? Or like no, right? He had already released it, free. Everyone can do whatever they want. And so I feel like that definitely contaminated the scene. I feel like, it's a real cop out to be like, I'll let the courts worry about that. So what you can't just separate yourself from like the court like the legal, you are legal, so it just that didn't make sense to me. But oh my gosh, like how that was just so bad, you all, because I mean, after a days, the FBI came back and they closed and they took the house back. They closed it, they got off again. They're like, whoa, we are done. Yeah, we need to process this more. I don't know what else they did, but they went back and processed stuff. So yeah, there's that. So, oh gosh, error number 3, incompetent leadership by Chris Nanos. Oh gosh. And so according to the New York Post on February 20th, Nanos limited all decisions regarding Nancy Guthrie to just himself and 2 senior officers. They quote from the FBI, they just aren't sharing. This sounds like a like a playground fight happening. And so the source in this described it as highly unusual not to have an experienced detective leading probe on the ground. And then it's kind of funny. A source, quote, pompous and more focused on the spotlight. Well, dang, I didn't realize Chris Nanos was such a show pony. But, I mean, he's still clearly, he don't give a damn about that. But yeah, I mean, gosh. When they coming out, Chris Nanos was blocking the FBI from accessing evidence or something like that. And then Chris Nanos was like, no, like that's not true. But I mean, clearly there's some that because people on the inside are exposing him and they're like, hey, like this is what's actually going on. Like you guys should know it. Like you want to know why the investigation is being hindered? Yeah, look no further. Man leading it himself, Chris Nanos. Bro, like this is like how of him get it that you have the national spotlight. If you were a show pony, this is your moment. This is your time to shine. You know what I mean? Like I get it. But you need to put that aside, bro. Like this is real life. This is someone's mom, someone's someone important to someone, to other people. And I don't know, I just feel like that is just so irresponsible and just so immature, bro. Like come on, bro. Bro, we all have the same goal here. We all want to find Nancy Guthrie, right? It is so, so sad that this is how he decides to conduct the investigation. But alas, let's continue. Oh gosh, error number 4, public speaking missteps by Sheriff Nanos. So, according to Yahoo News on February 26th, Nanos misspoke when he said, quote, Nancy was likely taken from bed, but later said he didn't mean that literally. Oh my gosh. So we got a glimpse was to come at the beginning. The source said the sheriff is not a trained public information officer. Quote, his interviews have created confusion and fueled conspiracy theories. And so, in that same article, a retired new NYPD lieutenant officer, I don't know, last name Gold, he criticized that he should have delegated that responsibility to someone with professional media relation training. And clearly, again, I guess Chris Nanos doesn't care because he's still giving interviews. I think I just saw him on TV yesterday. So this man is still going strong. Clearly, I really want to know, is there anybody above him that can like step in? Like, isn't that like the end all be all? Can't they just like, ip facto, like, hey, well, I mean, they're no, you can't just kick him out. I don't know. But it just, to me, it really shows that the person Chris Nanos is, I guess he really is more focused on the limelight or the spotlight because why not give it if you don't have any experience doing that, then you shouldn't be expected to go and talk to the media. Have somebody else there. I'm sure you have a communications department. Hit them up. Be like, hey, can you guys take over me just information so I can focus on finding this lady. But no, he's a show pony. All right, continuing. Error number 5. County Sheriff, the Pima immediately launched a high-tech aircraft at the start of the investigation. I was really surprised by this. I didn't realize that this was something that didn't happen, but jump to it. According to page 6, on February 6th, several sources claimed to the Daily Mail that, quote, that the law enforcement agency didn't use a Cessna aircraft, which is said to have high-resolution thermal imaging cameras, until hours after Nancy was reported missing on February 1st. And it continues with saying that it was delayed because of a staffing shortage. And have been Nanos' fault. He because I think Chris may have transferred out the Department of Air Operations. And so they said that if they had somebody who could fly that plane, they could have probably found her instantly if she was out in the desert. Because they kind of elaborate saying the most crucial minutes right after someone is missing, we've lost those. Right, and I think we all know that. We all know in a missing person investigation, those first few hours are golden. It absolutely golden, right? And so the article finishes with a helicopter was deployed instead, although and thermal imaging like the Sensa. The Sensa was reportedly around 5 p.m. How sad. How sad. I mean, and then guys, these are procedures that are in place so you can follow them, right? Like I mean, no, he transferred traffic or air division unit. Why he did that, I don't know. Was that unrelated to this? I don't know, but hmm, I'm taking note. And so, all right, number 6. He waited too long to security camera footage from neighbors. Oh my gosh, well, this is so bad. Sheriff's Department long to get security camera footage from Nancy Guthrie's home and from neighbors. Almost 2 weeks after Nancy Guthrie was reported missing, investigators sent an alert to homes within a 2-mile radius of her residence, asking for surveillance camera footage from the month before she disappeared. I mean, really, you all? Almost 2 weeks Guthrie was reported missing. Investigators sent an alert to homes within a 2 weeks later. You all, this should have been done like the next day that she was reported. Like, that is unacceptable. What? Because it be too, because like, we know that security camera, it gets, I think after a certain time, it doesn't save it anymore. And so you could have lost some significant footage. I feel like this really jeopardized the case. I feel like, I mean, just a really bad mistake, bro. Get on it. You're law. Aren't you guys, I mean, experienced, trained to do this? Because it just seems like rookie mistake. Oh god. And so I guess Aaron 7 kind of ties back into his verbal gaffes. Said, I'm just gonna say, he failed to notice or collect. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, y'all. So Aaron 7, Monday morning quarterbacking. That's what he said. And so pretty much Sheriff Nanos failed to notice or collect surveillance camera on the roof of Nancy Guthrie's home. No, honestly, this was bad. This was so bad. How can you go do a press conference and be like, "Hey, we returned the home. We did all the searching that we to do," and then only for a camera to show up on the roof? What kind of incompetence is that, you all? If I was a Guthrie family, I would have been enraged. I'm like, do you guys know what you're doing? I swear, if I was Nancy, if I was I would have put on and like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do investigation. Clearly, you guys don't know what you're doing. Like, this is her mom. This is, oh gosh, like, you can. I just really hate how flippant he was. Like, morning quarterbacking, he was just like, it was just like a Monday. We're all frazzled. It was. I don't professional. You are at the top. You don't get to Monday quarterback, boo. Like, this is why you're into that right now. But I think one last one that I wanted to touch with you guys was, this one's kind of a mixed bag. Error number 8, the last one, releasing surveillance video of the suspect late. And so, if you didn't know, they didn't release that initial recovered ring cam or Nest camera from home until the FBI worked with like private security company or to recover the, like, they had to do like more like to like recover that. Nancy didn't have it, so nothing was saved and blah blah, right? But and so they're saying they feel the fact that that picture released way after, I forget how long after, but maybe a week or two. But that should have been that should have, how is it that Sheriff Nanos doesn't think like, wow, there's a camera, I have footage there, oh, it's broken. Is there a way, like, critical thinking, right? Like, is there we can recover? I don't know. I just feel like I feel like a mistake after another, and it's very unfortunate because the ones who end up paying the price are Nancy Guthrie's family. I feel so bad for them. Can you imagine living with that uncertainty every single day? Like, you have no idea where your mom at. You don't know what's happening, what happened to her, what is happening to her. Like, that is absolutely horrifying. Like, heart goes out to Guthrie. Like, I have never been suspicious of them. It's really sad because now it doesn't feel like we're gonna find her, and her family will never have that closure. And I don't think we really or I feel like sometimes we forget, like, just how shitty and how bad it not to have closure on something you want badly. Of everything in the universe, you want an answer to this mystery, this investigation. And sometimes people don't get it, and that is so sad. Like, people die not knowing whatever happened to their family members, and I'm like, you just I can only they wake up thinking about their mom. They go to sleep thinking about their mom. Like, this is their life now, and how you move on from this, no, I hope, I really do hope Nancy Guthrie's family will have some sort of peace or closure with this. I don't know if they're alive or not, but like at this point, like I just really they get closure. Nobody deserves to live with that kind of anxiety and that type of unimaginable pain that they're going through. And so my heart and prayers are going out to them, because it is really hard. And I really hope they find her. I really hope, it was, law enforcement at the end of the day. Then, I really hope that law enforcement go together and find her. But I thank you so much for watching this. If you like the video, if you like, subscribe and comment, all that fun stuff, so you never miss out on any future content. I am new here, so please, anything you can do really helps me out. Thank you.